Hey everyone, Rapturance here, and we're back in Love at First Sight. Last time we left off, we were at the end of Act 1, so let's just load in Act 2. So initially I thought the girl that we met at the end of Act 1, the one-eyed girl, I thought her name was Yae, the one that Akemi asked us to give the package to, but she never actually told us her name, so that's not really her, I don't think. The next day, I try to clear my head as I'm walking to school, but I can't stop thinking about that girl. Should I leave class during the break to go look for her? It'll be difficult to leave without a good excuse though. Maybe when school's over, I'll go to where I met her yesterday and say I just happened by. Would that be believable? But there's no guarantee she's gonna be in the same place today. Besides, I didn't exactly handle that situation gracefully. Yeah, we definitely didn't. Leaving her like I was trying to run away. Not the best first impression. I'll have to think of some excuse for going. Why did I even go to investigate her crying in the first place? I'm not even sure I know myself. That girl, I don't even know her name. What should I call her? Yeah, we didn't get her name, really. Wait, I'm getting ahead of myself. Before I even think of what to call her, I have to actually find her first. I'll ask her name, introduce myself, and that'll probably be good enough. She'll probably think I'm some kind of freak, but I guess that's fine. Maybe if I just talk to her, it'll lighten some of the tension between us. See, when we first met her, my thoughts were in the dialogue that we were thinking of her as like a monster. So it's a bit, rude. I'm quite glad I didn't tell her that. I look up to find I've arrived at school. Looks like I was on autopilot again. I get inside, change my clothes, head up to the second floor where my classroom is. Walk up the stairs, see something strange moving out of the corner of my eye. Alright, what's this? Mamaru. So interesting thing, Mamaru actually is the Japanese word for protect. Oh, that's her. Peeking around the corner of the connecting hallway is a head of brown hair. It's the girl I've been seeing in my mind all morning. I seem to be the only one who notices her head popping around the corner. She must think that pose will keep her totally hidden, as if she's in a manga or something, but she really stands out, at least to me. She's moving her eye around frantically, and sure enough, she picks me out from within the sparse crowd. Maybe nobody else notices because she does this quite often? I'm so surprised to see her. All I can think is, why is a first-year student on the second year floor before she hurries up to me? Oh yeah. She was in class 1 something, wasn't she? Here. She hands me a familiar handkerchief. Oh, the one that we gave to her yesterday. Yeah, we forgot all about it. I take the handkerchief, which she's folded neatly into a perfect square, that she even washed it. Think she even washed it. Yesterday, I mean, thank you. As soon as she says this in her tiny voice, she runs down the stairs and vanishes around the corner. Hold on, wait. I can't stop myself from calling out, but the morning bell rings, drowning out my voice from me. Oh well, I head to my own classroom. The lunch bell rings. I was skip right to lunch here. I stash my book in my desk and bolt out of the classroom. I didn't even get to thank the girl for washing my handkerchief. She just gave it and left immediately. Maybe we left a really bad impression. I go to look for her to say what I wanted to earlier. I have a good excuse to talk to her now. I can't let this chance slip away. I arrive at the end of the hallway, but instead of going down to the first year classrooms, I head up the stairs. We're pretty persistent. I don't know for sure, but I think there's a good chance she's going to be up where I met her yesterday. Oh man, I hope it's not like one of her regular haunts, like she's all alone. She just finds somewhere secluded. Even if she's not, I can just look elsewhere. I get to the 3rd floor and keep going up, all the way to the stairs that lead to the roof. Maybe we can go to the class that she mentioned. Hey. Oh, she is here. She's surprised. Just like yesterday, she's sitting on the same step at the top of the stairs. I see her shoulders jolt when she hears my voice and she looks up at me. She's not crying this time though. Her mouth is opening and closing rapidly. She clearly wants to say something but can't find the words. She's in the same position I was in yesterday, it seems. Thanks for washing my handkerchief. I didn't get a chance to say it earlier. Yeah. There's a lot of confusion in her soft voice. The fact that she's looking everywhere but at my face tells me she's not sure what to do. I'm obviously making her uncomfortable, but I'm not going to run away like I did yesterday. Yeah, we gotta be a man, right? So this is where you eat your lunch, huh? Do you mind if I join you? Will this work? I say this as gently as possible as I notice the lunchbox she's got perched on her knees. That's a good place to put it, I guess. Yeah, if you're going somewhere during lunchtime, you're probably bringing your lunch as well. While we're talking, I take up my own lunch. Now that I think about it, I don't know if she has any other friends to eat lunch with. Oh man, I hope she's not totally friendless. Huh? No. Her answer comes too quickly, and I wonder if she really means it. Her eye starts darting wildly around the corridor in her effort to avoid making eye contact, and she begins to look even more nervous. Thanks, I'll just sit down on these steps. She didn't tell me to go away, at least. I take a seat next to her and unpack my lunch. This seems to startle her, and she leans away from me as if she's trying to escape. I sat next to her, but it's not like I'm that close to her. I'm a little offended. While I'm unpacking my lunch, I look her over as casually as I can manage. Up until now, I was fixated on her eye, but the rest of her appearance is pretty striking as well. Yeah, she's covered in bandages around her head and on her arms. And her uniform looks like it's quite dirty as well. Her head is covered in bandages, her hair is messy and unkempt. Uniform looks like it's been ripped apart, partially stitched back together. It's like she's been in a fight or something. I catch glimpses of the skin on her shoulders and stomach, and it looks far from normal. Wouldn't the teachers, like, scold you to replace your uniform if you're dressed like that at school? I noticed that she has bruises or maybe birthmarks, I'm not so sure which, all over her legs, her neck, and everywhere else I can see. And anywhere else I can see. The skin on her dainty limbs look white as a ghost. She doesn't look healthy by any standard. Oh no. Is that? Suddenly our eyes meet. I hope we will learn. Are we gonna learn something quite tragic now? I guess I was staring too obviously. She was startled. We quickly break eye contact, but she keeps shooting me sidelong glances like she's worried I'll attack her or something. I'm clutching my chopsticks, but my lunch remains untouched. We gotta make like small talk, we can't just stay quiet all the time. Yeah, it's getting uncomfortable. We gotta strike up some conversation, man. Come to think of it, I haven't even introduced myself. I'm Fukunaga Mamoru. What's your name? It's Usui Sachi. So I guess Sachi is her first name. Sachi, huh? Nice to finally meet you. Nice to meet you. Sachi. We're both very bad at making conversation. Looks like she's not too talkative, though I guess I shouldn't be surprised. I have to keep the conversation going somehow. Do you always eat lunch up here? Does anyone else ever come up with you or anything? Yes, I always eat here. No one else comes with me. Maybe that was too forward, but the fact that no one else comes up with her isn't too surprising. She's probably always alone. Oh man, that's a really sad conclusion to make. She shifts her attention onto me, watching me cautiously. Is she that afraid of me touching her? Oh, maybe she... Oh, I hope she's not abused. I see. So what do you do during lunch break then? Read, finish homework, and a few other things. Oh really? What kind of book are you reading? I haven't really read any novels lately. Oh, will she show her book? Sorry. Sachi cries out abruptly, her voice rising like she's about to lose her mind. My lunch. I mean, I'm done, so... excuse me? Oh, she's gonna run away. Yeah. She scoops out her almost untouched lunchbox and runs down the stairs. I can't really chase after her with my lunchbox sitting open on my leg, so she leaves me behind. Now we're the lonely one. I've just been run out on, and silence falls over the stairwell. I guess trying to force conversation like that backfired. It really did. Sachi only ever replied to my questions with a few words at a time, but she kept looking over at me with her worried eye. Did I really make her that uneasy? Maybe everyone who talks to her starts asking her about her bandages and bruises and whatnot. Is it that hard for her to open up to me? This girl seems to lead a very troubled life, and I might not ever be able to get close to her. No, just because I had one unsuccessful experiment doesn't mean I should give up. Before, I thought that I'd be satisfied if I just spoke to her once, but now I have an overwhelming desire to get to know her. I have to become friends with her now, no matter what. I can't give up. I have to keep trying. Yeah, we're on a mission. Yeah, well, being enthusiastic about it is one thing, but there's nothing I can do right now. I might as well eat my food. We should try to invite her to lunch with Akemi and Tomoyori. Maybe that might help. So quiet here now. No matter where in the school you were during lunchtime, you will be able to hear students' lively voices, but they barely reach this lonely place. It's like I'm in another world. Voices of students talking down below are so quiet, the sound of my chopsticks clicking against my lunchbox is like a hammer on a stone. Even the sound of my shirt rustling as I move is like the howling of the wind in comparison. How can she eat like this every day? Is she also like a transfer student, like me? As I close my empty lunchbox, I make up my mind. I absolutely have to become friends with her. Alright, let's see what happens. Returning to my classroom, I catch Tomo and Akemi just as they're finishing their lunches. Hey, where'd you go? The two of us ate our lunches together all alone. So I guess we usually eat our lunch with these two. Come to think of it, I never said anything to them as I left. Oh, my bad. I finished my lunch too. Where'd you run off to? Asked Tomoyori. Hey, have you guys seen a first-year girl with a really unusual appearance? A really unusual appearance? Maybe we should have just been straightforward. What do you mean by that? A first-year girl, the one with the ocular issue. Ocular issue! Well, that's one way to put it. Yeah, that sounds like her. Eh? What? What? What are you talking about? Something I don't know about? Oh, is Akami not aware? Oh, this probably isn't something you want to hear. It's not really a happy story. Oh, man. Wow, rude. You shouldn't keep things from your friends. That's not what I meant, but... Anyway, what do you want to know about her? No reason. I just heard about her and got curious is all. Do you know her? Personally? No. I've seen her around, but I've never talked to her. As for what I've heard about her, I'm not sure if it's true or not. It might all just be baseless rumors. So nobody knows this girl. No Sachi. That's fine. Just tell me what you know. Okay, let's see. Are you sure you really want to know? Well, we're trying to be friends with her, so yeah. Tomo looks side to side like he wants to make sure no one else is listening, even though the three of us are alone in here. Yeah? Alright, says Tomoyori. He promptly turns away from me and stares at the floor. He looks as though he's staring into another dimension. Fine, but take what I'm about to say with a grain of salt. A first-year student in class 2, female, name Usui something. I only remember her family name, but she only has one eye. Usui Sachi. Wait, one eye? You mean she lost one in an accident? She didn't lose one, she only ever had one, right in the center of her face, one big eye. What? You mean she was born that way? So, Akemi doesn't know about Sachi, it seems. I don't know the details, but it seems that she was. I've only ever seen her from afar, but I really don't think that's an injury. There's really a person like that in one of the first year classes? I've never seen her or even heard about her, not once. Seems pretty unusual that Akemi hasn't heard about her. Well, we are in a different year from her, but regardless, I guess she's trying hard to stay hidden, both from the other students and from herself. What do you mean she's trying to stay hidden from herself? I told you it wasn't a happy story. Tomo takes a quick glance at Akemi. Seems worried to have said so much about Sachi around her, though it's not like I forced him to tell me. Yesterday, he avoided the subject of the school celebrities. Was that because he didn't want to talk about Sachi? Well, yesterday was more like he didn't want to talk to Akemi. However, that's all I've heard, but she does have a startling appearance. She's definitely not normal. Maybe she's creepy, maybe not, but you have to admit that at the very least, she's unusual. She's fascinating to some and scary to others. I'm sure there are plenty more who find her disturbing. From what I hear, she's always covered in wounds. It's hard to believe they're all accidental, considering how many she has. Maybe she's bullied. So in that case, could they be from someone beating her up? If someone at her home is hurting her, I couldn't tell you, but there is a real possibility that she's being bullied at school. Yeah, she does look different from everybody else. It's probably likely that could happen. Could that be it? Before I wasn't sure what caused all her injuries. Thinking back, what Tomo's saying makes sense. Yeah, it does make sense. Does anyone try to protect her? I told you, all I know is rumors, not details, but... There's another student who's also a little famous, and I think she's the one responsible for bullying the girl. So a girl is bullying Sachi. It's not Rui-chan, is it? This catches me off guard. Akemi, normally so loud, speaks in a hushed tone. Now that I think about it, she's been abnormally quiet the whole time. Tomo's been telling us about Sachi. I always figured Akemi will be the first to denounce bullying whenever she sees it, but... Do you know her? We're asking Akemi. Or Tomoyori. I wouldn't say we know her per se. We just ran into her several times during middle school. Doesn't that mean they know her? Or maybe they're from the same school then? Akemi seems to be staring into space now, thinking. Anyway, whether or not we know her doesn't really matter, but yes, the alleged assailant is this girl, Sadokawa Rui. Sadokawa Rui. I've heard that she's from a well-off household and was pampered growing up. As a result, she's very self-centered. That's the impression I got when I first met her, but there's probably more to it than that. She's really popular among other students as well. That also contributes to her behavior, or at least I think so. I see. Thanks for telling me. I can find out the truth of this on my own later on, but I think I'm starting to understand more of the situation now. So maybe this Sadokawa person is the source of the bullying? We gotta investigate more. So what do you think of this one-eyed girl? As Tomo said, the fact is that Sachi is very unusual and I'm curious to know what he thinks about her. Depending on his response, I may have to change my plans. I just told you what I think. So tell me, what were you doing during lunch? Why are you so concerned about this? I didn't plan on hiding it, but I guess I couldn't have anyway. Tomo seems to understand what I was getting at. I can't fool you. You made it too obvious. Yeah. I guess Tomoyori is the very observant type. As I said before, I only have trivial information. You shouldn't judge a book by her cover, so to speak. I haven't concerned myself with her until now because I didn't have any reason to. That said, if you want to help her out, you've got my support. Alright, nice. I see. Well, thanks. I didn't think there'd be any problems, but still, I'm glad Tomo's so eager to help. I keep my face expressionless, but I breathe an internal sigh of relief. Wait, do you actually meet this girl, Ma-kun? Akemi quickly returns to our previous loud demeanor. Yeah, I did. No fair! I want to make friends with this girl too! Ma-kun, introduce me! Yep, Akemi's back to her old self. The way she was acting before was so unlike her. She seemed worried when Sadokawa and her bullying came up, but now it's like she wasn't even here for that part of the conversation. At least I don't have to worry about Akemi being nice to Sachi if they ever did meet. She's so damn friendly. I'm not sure how I would do that. I mean, I'm not even really friends with her. Come on, what are you trying to say? I mean, it's just, she's not used to talking with people, and I think talking to someone like you would be really overwhelming for her. What's that supposed to mean? You don't want me to meet her? That's definitely not fair. It's because your voice is capable of leveling buildings. Hey, come on, it's not like I'm going to be giving a speech to a huge audience. It's not exaggerating to say I'm a professional at having super relaxed conversations with guys, girls, kids, even dogs, cats, and even lizards. That last one was just a bit weird. It's definitely an exaggeration. You are intimidating with that loud voice of yours, and that meeting is going to end with that girl running away in tears. That's right, I know these two are good people, and as much as I want to introduce them to Sachi, I don't think suddenly coming by with two more people is a good idea when she barely even knows me. That's a good point, I guess. Boo! What about Tomo then? I don't think that would work either. Don't you think she'd be just a little scared if two guys she doesn't really know walked up to her and started talking to her? She pouts at Tomo. But Tomo's quite, like, harmless looking though. He's right, I don't exactly have the friendliest face. Oh, well. It's safest if you just meet her on your own for a little while. It's true, he's really tall and he always has somewhat of a strange look in his eyes. I'll probably scare her enough all on my own, but if I brought Tomo along, she'd probably scream and run away. Oh man. Sorry, you two. Fine, I get it, I'll give you a little while. But someday you have to introduce me. Sure, I promise. Good luck. If you need help, just ask us. Thanks. If it comes to that, I'll gladly take your offer. Alright, let's see how well our attempt goes. I really hope we can help her somehow. That's the end of Act 2. Have an eye for.